Hello everyone, myself Varun Kumar Reddy and Anil Padipalli. Today we are going to discuss about trust and protection in the Illinois browser operating system. So we'll see some of the attacks which has been attacked by the attackers. So basically the web-based application, browsers and operating systems have become a popular target for the attackers of computer system. So one of the example for the web app attacks are cross-site scripting. These are the types of injections in which a malicious script are injected into the trusted website. The user who is using the browser has no idea that the script should not be trusted. Definitely because the user thinks the script came from the trusted source. And these scripts can even rewrite the content of the HTML page and can access any cookies or tokens or other sensitive information of the user. So now we'll see one of the example for the web browser. The most commonly attacked vulnerability was a remote code execution. This is a cyber attack whereby an attacker can remotely execute commands on someone else's computing device. This is usually occur due to the malicious malware downloaded by the host or by the user and can happen regardless of the device geographical location. So in 2009, the attackers attacked on the Windows kernel by using the remote code execution bug. Coming to the operating systems, these are the most serious attacks because the attackers can access the arbitrary states and events, giving them the complete control of the system. Coming to the next slide, we'll see the TCB in the different architecture. The first one is monolithical web browser. So what it will do is it will take all the content and keep it in the protected domain. As you can see, the Firefox is a domain where the web apps are together. So as shown in the figure, the Firefox is running on the Windows. If one of the trusted computing base is attacked on the software or on the computer system, then it can easily to exploit. If this is attacked by the attackers, can it can also affect all this. So it is so because of this research, because of this, the researchers came with a better plan and a new architecture by browser kernel, the browser kernel. This is essentially decompose the browser into the number of smaller subsystems. As you can see, the web apps these are all the subsystems and provide a cleaner separation between the security locally of the browser and implementation of the browser. So one of the main example is Google Chrome, Linux, as you can see in the diagram. The next one is a microkernel. The microkernel is designed for the better isolation, but it still needs to be trust all the components. In the next slide, we look at the iOS kernel and its architecture and its design plans in the future. So moving on to the next, the Illinois browser operating systems. So iOS mainly focused on preventing and containing attacks on the browsers, libraries, and system services, and operating systems on the lower layer of the computer stack. The iOS is the first system to improve the browser and the OS security, the making the browser level abstraction first class OS abstractions, providing a clean separation between the browser functionality and the browser security. The iOS can still support the traditional applications that interacts with the browser and shared OS services without compromising the security of the system. And it also reduces the TCB for the web browser. Design principles. Making security decisions at the lowest layer of the software. By making the security decisions at the lowest layer of the software to avoid including the millions of lines of library and the OS code in the TCP, using controlled sharing between the web apps and the traditional app. Sharing data between the web apps and the traditional apps is a fundamental functionality of today practical systems. This sharing be sent through a narrow interface to prevent the misuse, maintaining the compatibility with the current browser security policy. Basically, IBO's primary goal is to improve the enforcement of the current browser policies without changing the current web-based applications. In addition to the enforce current web browser policies, iOS architecture is easy to future browser policies, avoiding OS sandboxing for the browser components. Basically, OS sandboxing systems can be complex code and difficult to implement correctly. If in the future, if the iOS architecture requires OS sandboxing for the browser components, then the iBoss team should rethink of the architecture. These are the design principles what iBoss has been keep it in the mind. Coming to the iBoss architecture, as you can see in the diagram, the down, the iBoss kernel and the hardware are both in the blue colors. Now these are used to signify the components of the parts of the trusted computing base. The iBoss kernel is the software of TCP for the browser and includes resource management functionality and a reference monitor for the security enforcement. The iBoss kernel also handles many traditional OS tasks such as managing global resources, creating a new processes, and managing a memory for the applications. As you can see in the up, we have user interface. The iBoss user interface manager is the system's display manager. Now, instead of layering the browser, the UI components on the top of the traditional display design, we have chosen a tabbed browser design. At the top of the screen, the browser's UI widgets named the browser Chrome is displayed. As you can see, when you open the Google Chrome, we can use many tabs. Now, if one tab is an attacked, it does not affect to the another tab which we have opened the content. So that is the main usage of having a separation tabs. Then the next one is the storage. The iBoss storage manager keeps a key value data pairs in the storage device. The store manager is used by the browser in order to store HTTP cookies and HTML storage objects, and also the basic objects stored that gives the optional parameters. So to keep the objects separate from one another, the storage manager uses multiple different namespaces. Coming to the network, for the applications, we use the iOS network subsystem supports HTTP requests and socket calls. To process these HTTP records and the network process, mainly check a local cache in order to find if this request is handled in the process. The cookies that are required for the request format the HTTP data into the TCP stream and change the TCP stream into a set of Ethernet frames that are sent to the NIC driver, the Socket Network Processor. It provides a simple socket API and convert the TCP stream to Ethernet frames for the network transmission. This can only be accessed by the traditional apps. On the top, you can see the web apps and the traditional apps. Now, these are the two types of processor supported by the iBoss system. The web page instance. Um, the web page instance is a separate process that is created for each web page that a user wants to access. The iBoss create a new web page instance every time that the user press the links or insert an unified resource location URL means into the address bar. The traditional process can process the arbitrary instructions and the main distinction between the web page and the traditional process that the iBoss kernel assign them in the various security labels which the kernel utilizes to make access to the control choice. Coming to the next slide, we have iBoss label. The web page instance and the traditional process and the network process are labeled in the iBoss kernel. To implement access the control rules, the iBoss label defines a resource or the message that a process can access. Each web page instance has a single label, which is the primary HTML document beginning. When the traditional process are created, they are marked as an originated from the local host. Each network process has a original label for the network resources. It manages as well as the origin label for the web page instance it can access. The two requests that causes the kernel to the label process or the new URL and the fetched URL. The iBoss system functions, the web page instance, and the UI manager uses the new URL system function to navigate the browser to the different URL. A URL and a byte array of the HTTP post data are given to the new URL system functions as a parameters. The fetched URL the system calls is using the web page instance to get the network objects like images using the HTTP and the HTTPS request and the URL. The HTTP reader information are given to the fetch URL system call functions as the parameters. From the next slide, Anil will be continued.
Yeah, hi, I'm Anil Paidpalli. Now I'm going to discuss about the remaining topics. The first, I'm starting with the isolation by labels. Here, we can achieve the isolation by using the following two parameters, which is the traditional process and web page instances. What is a traditional process? A traditional process is a kind of offline processing that involves simple commutations on data when it is being processed. It mainly stores raw data that is not much structured. And the second one, we have web page instances. As we know, web page is a hypertext document provided by a website and displayed to a user in a web browser. A website typically consists of many web pages linked together in a coherent fashion. The next slide, we are going to discuss about the security invariants. Security, mainly, these security invariants are used to detect and prevent the malicious attacks and to ensure the security of software and hardware design. Before this, the security invariants, I would like to discuss about the iOS labels, which is a key entity to make security decisions. As we have discussed, these security invariants are used to prevent the attacks. These security invariants are applied to mainly four things. One is network stacks, drivers, user interface, UI, and the next one storage. In the next slide, we have storage architecture. In the storage architecture, it stores the key value pair. And the interesting fact in the storage architecture is that the data is encrypted before storing into it. So we don't have any security invariant for the data encryption. And we can achieve some confidentiality of the data. Here we are in the next slide, we are going to discuss about the implementation of iBoss. We use L4 Pistachio which is a family of second generation microkernels used to implement a variety of types of operating systems, though mostly for Unix like portable operation systems. And we have MMU abstraction. MMU is a memory management unit. It's a computer hardware component that handles all memory and caching operations which are associated with the processor. Memory management also always ensures the availability of adequate memory resources for the objects. Next, we have E1000 Ethernet driver. We use buffer driver, mouse and keyboard drivers. We use frame buffer video driver, which uses Qt software raster, which is efficient in our browser. What is Qt software? Qt software is developing graphical user interfaces and multi-platform applications that run on all major desktop platforms and most mobile or embedded platforms. Most GUI programs created with Qt have a native looking interface. We also use WebKit for parsing and rendering HTML and also for handling JavaScripts and Qt software WebKits. We ran experiments on Intel Core Quad CPU with 2.33 GHz bandwidth and on 4 GB RAM. Here we have the trusted computing base. The main intention of developing IBOS is to reduce the TCB, which is the trusted computing base. In the slide, we can clearly see that um, as a lines of code where the TCB refers to computer hardware, firmware, and software components that combine to provide a secure environment. It ensures the security of a system and its information. As we have seen, LOC means the lines of code. Counting the number of lines of code in trusted computing base will be a complexity task, but it gives the rough idea about the level of complexity. First, I'm starting with the Firefox on Linux, where we have 5.6 million lines of code inside TCB, which requires a huge amount of software. And we have Chrome. Next, we have Chrome OS, which is a project from Google, and they come up with 4.4 million lines of code inside TCB. On the other hand, we have IBOS, which has 42,000 lines of code inside TCP, where from these three we can clearly observe the magnitude and the complexity, where IBOS reduces the complexity because a human being can understand the 42 lines of code easily rather than executing or understanding the 4.4 and 5.6 million lines of code. And then next we have OS and library vulnerabilities. Some of the bug reports were identified during this testing, and these bugs are susceptible to IBOS. Here we can see in the Linux kernel we have identified 21 bugs in the overall, and by using IBOS we have prevented 20 of them. Mostly 95% of the bugs were prevented by using the IBOS. Overall, we have 28 bugs, and out of them 27 were prevented. Almost 96% of bugs were prevented. Next, we have browser vulnerabilities, where we have different categories in this. um, First one, it's a memory exploitation, where we have 82 bugs, and these are compared with the two browsers, Chrome and the IBOS. In the Chrome, 71 bugs were can be prevented, and in the IBOS, 79 bugs can be prevented. And the scripting category, we have total of 14 bugs, where the Chrome can prevent 12 and iOS can all of them, which is 14. And we coming to sandbox bypassing, we have 12 bugs where Chrome cannot prevent any of them, but iOS will prevent all of them, which is 12. Interface spoofing, where we have 6 bugs where Chrome is not preventing any of them, but iOS is preventing 6 out of 6. And user interface design flaw, where we have total of 17 bugs where Chrome cannot prevent any of them, but iBo is also not preventing any bugs there. Overall, from all these categories combined together, we have 175 bugs in total, whereas in Chrome, 83 of them can be prevented, but in iBOS, almost 135 bugs can be prevented. It's almost 77%. Next, the performance is evaluated by using the page load latencies for iBOS and other web browsers. All the page load latencies are in milliseconds. On x-axis, we have page load latencies in milliseconds, and on y-axis, we have taken 6 different websites to test iBOS. Here, we can clearly see that in the 6 websites where um, CS Illinois is performing good at iBOS, and on y-axis with the page load latencies with a range, each range 500 is separated. Conclusion: we can conclude that we demonstrated an iBOS, a co-designed operating system and web browser that reduces the trusted computing base for web browsers while also simplifying browsing systems. In order to achieve this, we created iBOS as a first-class OS with browser abstractions. Traditional shared system components and services were eliminated from its TCB due to abstractions. We demonstrated that iBOS is reinforced classic and innovative practices with our new architecture. We claim that new security measures are needed and that the overall security and the usability of the system could withstand a successful malicious attacks. Device drivers, browser components, and traditional apps are all targets for cyber attacks. The results of our experiments revealed that when compared to today's systems, iOS introduced very minimal overhead. Thank you.